Hey guys, I got a question from a gentleman here, and I'm going to read a little bit about what he's saying, then I'll interject as I go through it, okay? So he says, my significant other has brought this subject up. I don't know how I feel about it. And just so you know, I became her caretaker. Nothing wrong with it. I enjoy helping out, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Okay, your job as a boyfriend or a husband is not to be your wife's caretaker. She needs other people to take care of her. If she's got like medical issues and that kind of stuff, she needs other caretakers. Now, I'll read a little bit further, but I suspect that you're trying to do more than you need to. And this sounds like the beginning of a codependent relationship. Again, I'm not a counselor, but this is what it sounds like. Anyways, so today I decided to do a little R&R, and I took some time to catch up with the boys. We took a fishing trip. I left at the crack of dawn, and I made sure everything was taken care of before I left. I left a note, I did laundry, made her breakfast, washed her vehicles, and washed the dogs. Okay, so this tells me that you want her to feel like everything's good. Like you can go and you're being trained, and obviously you've been trained somewhat that if you don't do these things, then you've got hell to pay. And that's a bad position to be in, because now she controls you and you don't control your own time. It's like she's trained you, she's beating you down. So while I'm in the middle of the ocean, my phone starts ringing and I get a flood of texts. Where are you? Why aren't you home? I need you to tell me right now. And my reply was, baby, I'm with the boys fishing. And she said, no fiance of mine is going to go fishing. And then I proceeded to ask why. And her response was, your duties are to me, not dicking around in the middle of the ocean. If you have time hanging out with your friends, you have time to do all the other stuff around the house. Okay, so right there, if some woman acted like that with me, that would probably be it. That'd probably be the last time I talked to her. I'd just say, well, I see that you have other plans for my life than I do, and I wish you well in your journeys. But the thing is that she can't do this to you. You can't give up what you want just because she is having a conniption fit. Now, it sounds like she's probably got some mental problems. And if that's the case, just know that you are not her savior. You cannot make her happy. And this is a technique that people that are mentally unstable, anybody who's proficient in manipulation will do. And they call it the foot in the door technique. And there's another one going on here too. But for the most part, what I'm saying is that you probably weren't doing all these things in the beginning. So let's go on. I suspect that you weren't. So I wasn't trying to argue with her. So I said, okay, baby, I'm coming home. No, you should argue with her. That is the thing. You don't need to be the good guy. You need to be the strong guy who stands up for himself. I am just a loss for words, honestly. Before her condition was diagnosed, okay, she was the nicest person on earth. Now it's like hell's fun. Okay, so she does have some mental problems. Okay, now I dated a woman for years. I was engaged to a woman with mental problems. And the thing is that if you enable them, they get worse. She has to be the savior of her own destiny. You can't do it. You cannot make a woman happy. None of you can. No man can make a woman happy. All you can do is make yourself happy. And she needs to be responsible to make herself happy as well. And then you come together as two whole and happy adults, and you make a great life together. But the problem is she thinks she's projecting on you all her problems, all the things that she's got going on with her. She's saying you're the problem, but you're not the problem. And you're trying to be the solution. And so she's doing the foot in the door technique, where it's like, she probably said, hey, I need you to do this. Hey, I need you to do that. Hey, I need you to do this. And you're like, okay, well, I'll be a caretaker. That makes me a good guy. That makes me this knight in shining armor. And she'll love me and be with me forever as long as I take care of her. She'll think I'm the greatest guy ever. But obviously she doesn't. She thinks you're crap, and she's resenting you like crazy. You know, your duties are to me and not dicking around the middle of the ocean. It's like, who is she? Is she your mother? Is she who talks to somebody like that? That is awful. That is just mean and berating. Personally, I feel like she's using this as an excuse. She is. She absolutely is. So far, I had to change my entire lifestyle for her. I transitioned jobs. I quit jiu-jitsu and judo and stopped hanging out with friends. Now it looks like I can't even go fishing or to the range anymore. How would you handle a situation like this without turning it into a big fiasco? It's going to be a big fiasco. There's no other way around it, because what's going to happen is you're going to have to assert boundaries. And I'm glad to hear that she's just a fiance and you're not married to her, because as long as you enable this behavior, it's going to get worse. And she's already lost a lot of respect for you. And I have a suspicion that you're probably not having a very good intimate life either. And this is why, because you're not standing up for yourself. You are not beholden to her to make her happy. You don't have to be her caretaker. She needs to be her own caretaker. And what she's doing is she's taking that burden off of her and she's putting it on you. And so every time she's not happy, she blames you for it. And every time you agree with her and you say, I'm not trying to argue, you enable it. What you encourage, what you tolerate, you encourage. And you've encouraged a lot by tolerating this. And again, you did it again. So now, because you came back from the boat trip with your friends in the middle of the trip, I mean, what about your friends? You left them high and dry in the middle of the ocean. And now she's saying that now you can't even go out with them anymore. Once again, she's won and she's beating you down. You're going to have to really assert yourself, and it's not going to be pretty. You're going to have to say, look, I am your fiance. I am your lover. I am your man, but I am not your servant. And I want to go do these things. And these are things that are good for me. And I do a lot around here that's good for you. And I don't see a lot of appreciation for it. And if you want this to continue, I'm going to go out with my friends and stuff like that. But if you want this relationship to continue, you're going to have to be nicer to me. And you can't talk to me this way. You do not talk to me like an enemy. You talk to me like a lover. And you're just going to have to tell her these things. And you're just going to have to hold your ground. You have to be willing to walk away and never look back. That's the only way you'll ever get the power back here. And normally, relationships shouldn't be about power. They need to transcend these power dynamics. But right now, you're in the middle of losing all of your power and your sovereignty. And this is going to completely emasculate. Well, you've already been emasculated. I mean, you don't even get to do anything anymore, and you don't feel free. A woman who loves you is going to make you feel more free. She's going to encourage you to go out with your friends. She's going to encourage you to do these things that make you more powerful as a man because she wants to be with a powerful man. The problem is here you've lost all your power, so she's going to do even more and more, and she's resenting you, and she's hating you for it. If you stand up for yourself, you might find that she turns around. But if she's got like bipolar or something like that, which sounds like, I don't know what she's got going on, it's just going to get worse. She needs to take care of herself. I'm sorry you're in that situation. It's tough, but you got yourself in it, and I have full confidence that you can get yourself out. Godspeed to you.